Imagine, for a moment, a metal that has slumbered for generations. While the world chased digital dreams and paper profits, it waited in the shadows, the ghost of ancient money trapped in a modern cage. That long sleep ended the moment the price tore through $100 an ounce. This isn't just a number on a screen, this is a seismic crack in the foundation of everything we thought we knew about value. And according to the analysts staring at the data, this spectacular breakout is merely the opening act. The real story is about to unfold, and it hinges on a brutal collision between a past we've forgotten and a future that cannot be built without it. For thousands of years, silver was the people's currency, the solid weight in the palm of your hand that built empires and facilitated trade. Then, it was deliberately sidelined, its role diminished by a financial system that preferred abstract, printable money. Its price was manipulated in vast paper markets that dwarfed the actual physical supply, creating an illusion of abundance. But beneath that surface, a parallel story was brewing, one dictated not by bankers, but by engineers. Our technological revolution developed an insatiable and non-negotiable hunger for this exact metal. Every solar panel that converts sunlight into energy relies on silver's unique conductive properties. Every single electric vehicle, smartphone, and advanced computer chip depends on it. There is no substitute. We are literally wiring our green, automated future with a metal we were treating as a financial relic. So picture the perfect storm now taking shape. On one side, a rising tide of distrust in traditional finance and crumbling currencies is sending a wave of investors and nations searching for something tangible and real, rediscovering silver's ancient monetary role. On the other side, the industrial machine demands more every year, yet global mines have been underfunded for a decade, creating an annual physical deficit where we consume more than we dig up. The stockpiles are shrinking. The cupboard is getting bare at the exact moment demand is set to explode. The $100 breakthrough was the sound of the dam wall finally giving way under that immense building pressure. When experts whisper that this is just the beginning, they're looking at a mathematical reality that borders on inevitability. Historically, silver traded in a tight relationship with gold, the ratio between them a constant of human commerce. Even at this new high, that ratio remains historically skewed, suggesting silver has dramatically more room to run just to catch up to gold's own ascent. More critically, industrial demand is what economists call price inelastic. That means when the price goes up, factories don't stop buying. They can't. They have no alternative. So the price must rise high enough to brutally force conservation and attract new supply, a process that takes years and will involve extreme volatility. The road ahead will be a roller coaster of breathtaking rallies and stomach-churning drops designed to shake out anyone without conviction. This is the dawn of a new era where silver sheds its ghostly status and emerges as the most critical strategic metal of the 21st century. It is no longer just a speculative asset or a shiny collectible. It is the irreplaceable conduit at the heart of both monetary security and technological progress. The $100 mark wasn't a finish line. It was a threshold. We have now stepped into a world where the rules have changed, where physics and finance have collided, and where the true value of this elemental metal is just beginning to be understood. The waiting is unequivocally over. The real story starts now. The story of silver hitting $100 is not a story of a bubble, but a story of a reckoning. It is the market finally admitting a truth it has ignored for years. We have painted ourselves into a corner with a metal we cannot live without, yet have systematically undervalued and underproduced. This price is a distress signal from the future, a flashing warning that the gap between what we need and what we have is widening into a chasm. The analysts, calling this the beginning, are seeing the blueprints for a world that demands 10 times more silver than our current systems can provide. And they know the only solution the market has is a brutally higher price. We are at the end of an era of cheap and abundant silver, and the new era will be defined by scarcity, competition, and strategic hoarding. Think of your daily life and then strip away everything that relies on silver. Your phone becomes a useless brick. Your car won't start. The hospital's diagnostic machines fall silent. The power grid stutters as solar farms lose efficiency. This isn't science fiction. It's the physical reality of our dependency. Silver is the hidden thread in the tapestry of modern life, and that thread is now pulled taut. Every government mandate for electric vehicles, every pledge for a solar-powered grid, every rollout of 5G and AI infrastructure is a signed purchase order for thousands of tons of silver that simply do not exist in reserve. The mining industry cannot magic new supply out of thin air. A new mine takes 15 years of exploration, permits, and construction. We are trying to satisfy the hunger of a sprint with the supply chain of a marathon. So what happens now? The market enters a phase of violent discovery. The price will not go up in a straight line. It will spike on news of a supply disruption, then crash as paper traders try to suppress it, then spike even higher when a major manufacturer fails to secure physical metal for their production line. Each violent swing will be a battle between the old paper system and the new physical reality. You will see nations quietly moving to secure their own strategic stockpiles, treating silver with the same seriousness as oil or rare earth elements. You will see industries scrambling to redesign products to use less, only to find their efforts minimal because a few grams of silver are the irreplaceable heart of the device. The volatility will be terrifying, but it is the market's only mechanism to ration a dwindling resource against infinite demand. This is why the $100 price tag is so deceptively low. It is the price of yesterday's reality, not tomorrow's necessity. True price discovery happens when someone is willing to pay any amount to keep their factory running, or to preserve their nation's technological sovereignty. We are entering that stage. The coming years will see a great decoupling, where the price of real physical silver you can hold in your hand divorces completely from the paper price traded on screens. The premium for something that actually exists will tell the real story. The ghost of money past has returned, but it has merged with the spirit of innovation future, creating something new and immensely powerful. We are witnessing the birth of silver as a critical resource commodity with a monetary soul, and its journey has only just left the station. The destination is a world where its value is understood not in dollars, but in its absolute necessity to keep the lights on and the future moving forward. Hold on. This will be the most consequential materials story of our lifetime. Think about a cage that's been built over decades, a complex web of paper promises and derivatives designed to contain a primal force. For years, the price of silver was a carefully managed fiction, a number on a screen that bore little resemblance to the screaming physical reality of shortage. The $100 breakout wasn't just a price move, it was the sound of that cage shattering. The metal has escaped its confines, and now it's running wild in an open field, where the only rules are the brutal, unfeeling laws of supply and demand. This is the moment the ghost becomes a living, breathing, roaring force of nature. The analysts who see this as the beginning are simply reading the map of this new, uncharted territory, a landscape where every road leads to higher ground because the valley below is now flooded. Let's talk about the valley. For the last century, we operated under the assumption of infinite resources and infinite substitutability. Silver was just another industrial input, a commodity that could be swapped out if the price got too high. That assumption has now been proven catastrophically wrong. The green energy transition alone is a one-way bet on silver consumption. A single solar panel uses nearly 20 grams of it, and we need to install the equivalent of a new football field of panels every single minute to meet global climate goals. Electric vehicles use double the silver of their gasoline counterparts. 5G infrastructure requires it in antennas and components where no other metal performs as efficiently. This isn't speculation, it's a hard physical mandate written into national policy documents and corporate capital expenditure plans. We have legislated a demand tsunami without first securing the mine. And the mine is the heart of the problem. Silver is rarely found in pure, easy-to-harvest deposits. It's mostly a byproduct of mining for other metals like copper, zinc, and lead. When those markets suffer, silver production falters automatically. We've had a decade of underinvestment in major base metal projects, which means we've inadvertently been starving the silver pipeline for years. The lead time to bring a new primary silver mine online is between 10 and 15 years. Even if we started 100 new projects tomorrow, the metal wouldn't reach the market until the 2030s. We are trying to quench a 5-alarm fire with a garden hose that hasn't been connected to the tap. This creates a market dynamic that has no historical precedent. We are entering a phase of demand destruction, but not in the way you might think. Normally, high prices destroy demand as people simply stop buying, but you cannot destroy the demand for a fundamental component. Instead, the price will rise until it forcibly destroys less important demand. It will allocate the remaining silver only to the most critical, highest value uses. The silver in your jewelry or your collectible coin might be melted down for a circuit board that goes into a military satellite. The premium for a silver bar will skyrocket as industries engage in bidding wars for the last available tons. This is how a market rations a scarce essential resource through economic violence that reshapes entire industries. The monetary story amplifies this to a staggering degree. As faith in fiat currencies erodes under the weight of unprecedented debt, entities are not just buying silver as a commodity, they are buying it as a lifeboat. Central banks, particularly in the East, have been net buyers of gold for years. Their gaze is now turning to silver. If even a fraction of the capital currently sitting in bonds or dollars decides to seek a haven in the only major precious metal that is also an indispensable industrial input, the flow of money will be like a tidal wave hitting a pond. The market capitalization of all the investable silver above ground is a fraction of a single megacap tech stock. It wouldn't take much to send it into orbit. So when you hear that $100 is just the beginning, understand the scale of what's being implied. We are at the foothills of a mountain. The climb will be treacherous. There will be false peaks and sheer cliffs. The air will get thin, and many will turn back, convinced it's a mirage. But the summit is dictated by physics and arithmetic, not sentiment. It is the price point where the last ounce of available silver is allocated to the highest bidder in a world that cannot function without it. That price is unknown, but it is certainly not $100. That was merely the price of admission to the base camp. The real ascent starts now, and it will redefine value, test our technological ingenuity, and expose the fragile lines between money, commodity, and survival. This is no longer a market. It is a countdown.